is going to happen next, right? So you need to minimize your risk, your exposure to the markets.
Yeah, minimize your risk exposure to the markets. Sure. Well, he doesn't have you long, so I can't help you. If you're long, well, you just hold tight. Wait till the price actually starts coming down because he's already a month wrong and running and 10% behind as of the making of this particular video. That's why you don't do it like that. And look at, get the fuck out. May 1st. Sure. Vague hunches and feelings. Literally the poster child for it.
Before you get hurt. And even though it's up the way it is right now, there's a lot of stocks that are down 30, 40, 50%. So this is not exactly reflective of necessarily your portfolio.
Right. It's reflective of an index, okay, where the bigger companies, the more successful ones, rise to the top. They tend to stay on top. So, you know, trading indexes is the way to go because it's a self-sorting machine of the positive variety. That's what you want. As the market goes up, as companies start getting bigger, more profitable. Let's think of Nvidia a few years ago. You start owning more and more of it, and then the shit you start owning less and less of. So it's a self-sorting machine, these indexes of the positive variety. Don't worry about what the bottom 2/3 companies are doing in these indexes. They are mostly irrelevant. That's why stock picking sucks. All you need to do is grab an index. It's far more stable.
So that's the first thing I'm going to tell you right off the bat. It's going vertical. The next thing I'm going to tell you is, look, it's a nice little 1, 2, 3 move to the upside, 1, 2, 3 up. You know what happens with 1, 2, 3 ups?
Right, folks. So all you had to do is wait from 2017 to the present to find your 1, 2, 3 up, because 1, 2, 3 ups always fail. Yeah. How many times are you going to redraw these trend lines before you can make one work? And then you say, there you go, I'm successful. By the way, that's why I was saying in my last video how you can't even tech this shit out because there's no trend line that you're not going to fucking move. And you've already made the trades based on previous trend lines that you've now ignored, erased. What, did you know beforehand this was going to be a 1, 2, 3? No, then why are you doing this now? Who gives a shit? 1, 2, 3, and you had to wait 8 years to find it? What kind of investing is this? What the hell? What the hell?
Resolve themselves to the downside eventually.
There you go, down to 6,000 again. There you go. NASDAQ down to 6,000 people. It's coming. It's all going to correct.
What do you see here? Weaker highs. Okay? Weaker highs. So you have this high, and then you have this high, and if you connect the two dots, because you got a nice little hook here, right? See that hook. Once you start to connect it, the market is weakening. When it starts to weaken, it starts going into that wedgie formation. Ultimately, what's going to happen is it will correct.
Okay, fine. Then just wait for it to actually happen. Because you're 10% behind as of this video, and all you had to do is sit there and do nothing. Once again, touching it for no reason, just because you're fear and a bunch of trend lines. Ridiculous.
This structure will, you always do correct. Okay? So if you take a look at this one here, okay, you had a nice vertical move to the upside, and what happened? Correction. Good. Could you imagine getting this kind of move here? So we haven't even begun to sell.
Haven't even begun to sell. The fear and the doom and the gloom, and we're going to be 17 years like he's about to tell you, or something like that. Yeah, you're right. That was horrible. And none of these companies were ever profitable and never going to be profitable. You just have no idea of what the makeup of the NASDAQ was back then. Just zero. Nothing. You weren't even there. Christ.
And that's very important for you to understand. We haven't even started. This is a gift. A gift for the market bouncing as it has lately.
And I'm going to say something now. What if at some point, I don't know, maybe in the next month out, what he's claiming here starts to happen? You get a little break, I don't know, I guess of this trend line, right? Okay. Does someone have a gun to your head that is forcing you, if you've been long for whoever knows how long, to not get out, to not mitigate that risk after you see it actually starting coming down, after you've lost whatever percentage you want to lose? So why preempt shit that hasn't happened yet? Stay long. When it finally pulls back far enough, you got stops in. Oh, and by the way, here's the next point I want to make. Is anything stopping you from reversing your position then after that point? After, it breaks this trend line, if this is what you want to do, you've been long and you've waited till the market actually starts to draw down 2, 3, 4, 5%, whatever the hell it is. All right, you're still ahead of this guy. If you waited 4 or 5% before it started to draw down, you're way ahead of this guy. What, and then you can't go short? You're not allowed to? So if it does this, what, you won't get any? You're going to sit there and be long? This is what he's telling you that, you have to do. If you're not following him, this is what has to happen to you. You have to be long, you have to stay long, and you have to not stop out ever. This is what he's telling you. None of that is what you have to do. There's far more options on the table than that. But the problem is he's already preempted you making the last 8, 9, 10% in the last month by getting you out, and in a lot of cases getting people short. Now they're underwater, which is even worse, because all of you have been around long enough to know that if you've been short on a market that just refuses to go down, listen, it's just a matter of how much are you going to lose, because profit is never going to be on the table after X amount of time, unless you want to wait years and hope we have another friggin' pandemic or some other crazy ass drawdown just to get you even. It's not the way to trade.
So remember this: if they don't scare you, because if you think it's going to be like COVID, some 34-day event, and then we're going to start going back up, and if they don't scare you out, they're going to wear you. Okay? It literally took, and this is not even inflation adjusted, right? It literally took 17 years for the Nasdaq to break even. But conservatively, 17. You got 17 years to be waiting to visit these new all-time highs? I don't think so. What would it be? 17 years from now is going to be 30.
Well, I don't know. I'll probably be dead 17 years from now, so I won't worry about that. But I also won't worry about it tomorrow or next week, because you don't have to trade like that.